Hi guys, this is part 14 of my memory videos. I'm sitting here. I thought I would just do maybe a little quick video. I want to do some, include some videos in this, or slideshows in this video of some past houses, old houses, and stuff that's abandoned that I took pictures of. Anyway, it's late. It's like 1:30 in the morning. I'm not sleepy at all. I went to a Food City today and got a hot meal at the deli. It wasn't that great. The mashed potatoes and the cheese broccoli casserole was pretty good, but the salmon patties that I got were all dried up. They were horrible. I went back into the store. I complained. They gave me my money back. Anyway, I got a drink with it, and I got some Dr. Pepper, and I guess the Dr. Pepper's kind of keeping me awake, which is amazing since I drank the Dr. Pepper at like 2 o'clock this afternoon. Maybe it's later. It might have been 4 o'clock. I don't know. 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. Anyway. 4 o'clock, that's kind of early, but I don't drink caffeine anymore. That much, very rarely. Once in a while I do. So now if I do, it definitely keeps me awake. Before, excuse me, I guess maybe I'm getting a little tired. But anyway, I'm not like sleepy. I'm definitely not. But before, it didn't bother me at all. I mean, I would drink a ton of caffeine and would get super sleepy. So, I guess it's because I don't drink the caffeine that much. Anyway, I'm going to have to go back in and go to the bathroom. It's kind of bothering me. I don't know. Maybe it's the Dr. Pepper. You know, I feel like my bladder's bothering me. So anyway, I'm just sitting here, and I just watched an episode of the old show Hunter, and then I went online to look up the actors that played in it. Anyway, so I was reading about that, and I decided to do a quick video. Again, this is part 14. This is part 14 of the videos, of memory videos. Anyway, the first video you're going to see is the Old Valley Inn. I guess it's the Old Valley Inn. I think it's not really a motel. I guess it is a motel. Anyway, it was on the side of the road, and I took those pictures in Virginia. Again, Valley Inn, Virginia, last year, 2020. This next slideshow is of an old abandoned building that I took last year. I'm not sure what month, but it was in 2020. I want to say it was probably August, maybe September, when I took this video, because I was in my Focus. I remember that. Anyway, I was trying to find a campground again tonight. Looking around, trying to find, maybe some campgrounds, for dry camping, or dispersed camping, free camping, but someplace that wouldn't be too bad, wouldn't be too hard to get in and out of, and the roads wouldn't be too bad, because I went down one road, and I almost got stuck. So I think I talked about that before, or maybe one of the videos I talked about, I went down one road, and I almost got stuck. So, it's important to, and I went online and did a little bit of research, and it's important to kind of, look up or get out and scout the roads, and make sure they're okay. And I did when I went across the bridge, but then when I drove further down the road, it became really bad, really narrow. Anyway, I almost didn't get out of there, so it was really bad. And I'm in a car, so that was not a good thing. But anyway, so I still didn't find the campground, I still didn't find a campground I wanted. I'm in Tennessee, and I just didn't find anything not close to the area that I'm in. There really is nothing I guess there's camping, probably dispersed camping in, Smoky Mountains National Park. I'll probably have to check that out. I'm nearing the end of my trip before I have to be back to do my physical therapy. So I'm looking at maybe tomorrow's Tuesday. I only have Tuesday, maybe Wednesday, and then on Thursday I have to go to physical therapy. I can't, I have to go to physical therapy, and then I have some other appointments coming up early next week, and then later in the week. My ex-husband said something about us going dancing, so that's going to be but that'll be a Saturday anyway, so that's not really an appointment. That's just kind of something fun, and I haven't had my second vaccine yet, but so I'm a little iffy about it because I wanted to wait till I had my second vaccine. Anyway, this next, like I said, tomorrow maybe I'll try to see if it's sunny, try to find some camping, maybe up near the National Forest or the Smoky Mountains National Park. Anyway, Indiana. This next video is an old house, not a house, an old building. It may be a combination, old house, old building. But anyway, it was taken in the low part of Georgia. I was coming back. Sorry, I'm repeating myself. I was coming back from Florida, and I was going up I-95, and I'm not sure exactly where, or maybe it was I-75. That might have been it. Anyway, it was definitely right on the Florida-Georgia line. Anyway, this old building was there. As I was saying in the last video, my eyes were watering real bad. As I was saying in the last video, oh man, they're really bothering me. Anyway, as I was saying in the last video, wow, I'm going to have to end this video. I'll be back just a minute. Hi guys, this next video, or slideshow rather, was taken in South Carolina, the low part of South Carolina. No, let me rephrase that. It was not in South Carolina, sorry. It was taken in Georgia. Let me just start the video over, recap, just back, let's hit the reset button, whatever. I'm not gonna start the video over. My eyes are burning too bad. So I'm just going to start it over. It was not taken in South Carolina. It was in Georgia. Anyway, low part of Georgia. My eyes, for whatever reason, are bothering me. That's why I'm wearing my sunglasses. I only have one overhead light on. I'm going to have to go to the bathroom in a few moments. I'm not sure. Sometimes I have this issue with my eyes burning real bad. And when I do, I want to do the video. Sometimes during the day, sometimes at night. It just happens, and I just have to put on my sunglasses and hope, I know it looks kind of crazy to have sunglasses on at night, but sometimes my eyes burn so bad I don't have a choice. Anyway, again, this next slideshow was taken in Georgia, and it was taken probably about a little over a year ago, I believe, if I'm accurate. Probably around February 2020, something like that. Anyway, as I was saying in the previous video, and then I stopped because my eyes started burning really badly. Maybe tomorrow I can get out to the park, then, Smoky Mountains National Park, maybe a couple other places, and see if I can find, maybe some campsites or camping spots. I won't be able to utilize any of the spots, on this trip because I have to be back to I have to be back to the area I'm staying in to do my physical therapy. But I will make note of those camping spots, and when I get to come back, when I get another few days off, a little reprieve, then I will come back and I'll remember those camping spots, and I'll come back, and maybe do a little video there, whatever. If I find a good camping spot, I'll probably do a video there just so that people can see what I found. But and then later on I'll remember the spots and come back to them later. And hopefully the roads won't be bad and I can come back later, and camp then. Anyway, also, I don't want it to be too desolate or anything like that, but, this is all stuff, if I find a good camping spot, this is all stuff I'll cover, I'll probably do a video and cover that. I also wanted to I don't know if I'll have time for Cades Cove and Klingman's Dome. I don't think I'll have time for either one of those. I also wanted to go to the Seven Islands Birding Park. There's like two. There's Panther Creek State Park, and there's also the Seven Islands Birding Park, and I'm not going to have time probably to go to either. I mean, that's like 4 things, plus the Smoky Mountain, plus drive back through the Smoky Mountains National Park and head into Maggie Valley and Cherokee, and I just don't think, I'm going to have time for that. I'll probably only have time for Smoky Mountains National Park, maybe check out a few campgrounds, and that's probably going to be it. That's going to be Tuesday, that's tomorrow's Tuesday. So, I might get if I can make it back, it'll still be a couple of 2, 3, but it'll still be a couple hour drive, but my physical therapy appointment, I think, is not until 4 o'clock on Thursday. So I have a little bit of time on Thursday, not to do anything, but definitely to drive back. Anyway, this next video, again, is an old building that was taken in Georgia, low part of Georgia. And it was, I think right next to a post office. Hi, this next slideshow is of an old building that's just an old building, maybe an old gas station maybe at some point, not sure. Anyway, it's right across the street from the old building. It's in Georgia, taken back in 2020. Anyway, probably about February 2020, and it is right across the street from the old building that's basically like at the post office. This is the side view of the old brown building that's right there next to the post office in Georgia that I took back in 2020. This next video is of an old abandoned building, an old abandoned business. It was probably a bar. It is right across, I think, right next to it, which you can't see from the picture, is an actual bar, actually a cigarette place. Well, it's like a place where you buy beer and cigarettes. Very rundown place. So I suspect it was a bar. Anyway, it is on U.S. Highway 1 in North Florida. I drove by there a couple times. I drove by there going south. And then I drove back by there again when I was headed back north, again back to Georgia. And the second time, when I stopped, I think the first time I stopped, but I didn't take any pictures, so I took pictures the second time. And when I did, I noticed that there were a bunch of cats, a mama cat with like 3 or 4 little kittens. I tried to talk to them, tried to approach the building, but they were very, very scared, feral, and they just ran away. But several cute little black kittens. The light just went out. Anyway, several little black kittens. Anyway, again, it's an old business, been out of business for a long, long time. Who knows how long, on US Highway 1 in North Florida. Here is an old abandoned gas station that is not very far, if I remember correctly, not very far from the other old abandoned business that's on US Highway 1 in North Florida that I took back in 2020, February 2020, if I'm not mistaken. This next slideshow is an abandoned bar, and that abandoned bar is on US Highway 1 in North Florida, which I took back in February of 2020. Anyway, I made a mistake. The other video that I talked about, the whatever looked like it was, I don't know what kind of business it was, probably an out of business store, perhaps. Anyway, I made a mistake. I said that that was the building that the little abandoned feral kittens were in, and I misspoke. When I looked at the photographs, I realized that that's not the case. The mama cat and the kittens were in this particular abandoned business, and this particular abandoned business, it was a bar, because it says bar on the side of the building, and that's probably in the pictures, but anyway, it says bar right on, it says bar right on the side of the building. And when I got out of the car and I approached the front windows of the bar, the kitten, there was like a bar, a bar right there facing out toward the road or the highway, which is probably old Florida style, who knows, been out of business for who knows how long. Anyway, the little kittens were like running around. They were like on top. One of the windows was broken, but a couple of the windows I think were broken, but the kittens were running right on top of that bar. And then, of course, when I got close and they saw me, because they're feral, they got scared, and they ran and they hid. But anyway, I just wanted to clear that up. This old abandoned bar was where the mama cat and her kittens were living. Hi guys, this video, picture, whatever you want to call it, slideshow is of an old house that was taken in South Carolina. I took it this year around January, February of this year, and if I remember correctly, because it kind of all floats together, because I was in South Carolina and Georgia. So I can't remember. I want to say it's South Carolina. It might be Georgia. But anyway, it's either South Carolina or Georgia where I took this old particular abandoned house this year, January, February of 2020. These next two slideshows were both taken in South Carolina. I'm not sure exactly when, the date. It was taken this year, February or March. I pulled it together, I think, on March 23rd, which I didn't take it that day. It was probably late February, because I was in my accident on March 10th, and then after that I didn't go anywhere until Easter weekend, and I went out on my first trip to Myrtle Beach. Anyway, again, the next two slideshows are just old abandoned houses that I found while I was traveling through Georgia. Again, it could have been South Carolina, but it's somewhere in that vicinity, low part of South Carolina, or somewhere in South Carolina or Georgia. I spent a lot of time in South Carolina prior to the new year in 2020, late 2020. I went on my trip, and I was working. I was still working at that time, and I was in South Carolina for a while, and then I went to Georgia, and I was there for a good long time. And then I turned around and I returned to South Carolina. But I didn't return to South Carolina until until I went to Myrtle Beach. So this was, I would have to say, most definitely it was in Georgia. It all kind of looks the same. You get down to the low part of South Carolina, or parts of South Carolina, you get into Georgia, and it basically all looks the same, at least to me. That said, South Carolina is one of the states I don't like, but no, let me rephrase that. It's not that I don't like it. I like it. I like it okay, but it's one of the states that I don't like as much. I don't like South Carolina or Georgia as much as Tennessee, or Virginia or Kentucky or West Virginia. There, of course, are more mountainous, so the views are better. Not very easy on my car, because it's just a little 4-cylinder with not a whole lot of power, so not real easy on my car. But I definitely like the mountains of Tennessee, Virginia, etc. better. But in the wintertime, I usually go to some place that's a little bit warmer. So I go to South Carolina or Georgia. It was not warm at all this year, so I was very cold, but at least no snow. That's an advantage. That's one thing I look for. Anyway, again, they were taken in Georgia. Hi, this next video is one that was taken right there in Carnesville, Georgia. The old building, I'm not sure what it is. It was at some point an old business, but it's only maybe 2-3 miles from the truck stop there at Carnesville. The Pilot, I'm not sure what, I can't remember the exit, but it's a Pilot station right there, and there's some other, I think there's a Petro right across the street, I believe. Petro, no, wait, that's in Flying J. That's a Flying J at exit 160. Don't know the exit. Anyway, It's just an old, abandoned, it's an old abandoned business. I got out, I walked all around. There was no way to go in, and it's right off a busy highway, so I wouldn't have done that. But the day that I took these pictures and whatnot, it was rainy that day, but I still got out, walked all around, and took the photographs. Anyway, and then I pulled them together, and near Carnesville, Georgia. This last slideshow is of an old building that I photographed in South Carolina. I don't remember the date. It was probably late February, early March. Anyway, again, it was taken in South Carolina. And as I was saying in the last video, in the winter, I usually go to Georgia, South Carolina, hopefully it'll be a little bit warmer. This year, of course, was not even close to being warm. Usually Charleston and Summerville and Georgetown, South Carolina, which is near Myrtle Beach, are usually not that bad. They're pretty warm, but this year it was just cold it was just cold all over the state of North Carolina. I mean, South Carolina, North Carolina, everywhere. For obvious reasons, I don't go to Tennessee in the wintertime, or further into Virginia, because I don't want to run into any snow. I do not like snow. I hate it. So if I can avoid it, I definitely will. So if I hear of bad weather coming in, possibly snow and ice, I will hightail it down to South Carolina, as far as I can go. Georgia, I will hightail it a long way. And there was a couple times that it was so cold. There was one night it was so cold. It was actually, and I was pretty far down in Georgia, and it was actually starting to snow. So, yeah, it's just, anyway, but, when it has weather like that, I definitely go as far as I can. At least, I couldn't avoid the cold. I really couldn't. Sometimes I can, but this year I couldn't. But I definitely will do everything I can to avoid the snow. Anyway, this is going to conclude this video. It is already 2 o'clock in the morning, or 2:30. I am starting to get a little tired. I would like to watch maybe watch one more episode of something. I know there's Hunter, there's Beyond Belief, there's a couple other new shows on there too. And then there's some other littler shows like Divorce Court and stuff I like to watch. But anyway, I'm thinking of another one called Silk Stockings. I've heard of it, and I may have watched it. But, of course, I never had the opportunity to watch it from the very beginning, which I was able to do with Hunter, and I really like that. Anyway, so I'm going to conclude this video for now. I don't want to make it too long. I'm starting to get a little tired. It has been cold all day again. It is May, and I have no idea what is up with this weather. This weather is crazy. Last year, May was warm. This year, it's cold. I wore a long sleeve shirt all day. I didn't wear a jacket because I wasn't out of the car really that much, but it was cool when I did get out. Now at nighttime, it's a little cold, and I don't like that, because when it gets too cold, I let my engine idle, and I do not like to do that either. That obviously that idles the fuel away. Right now they're having all this stuff with the fuel, calling for fuel shortage in the pipeline and all that, so I definitely don't want to be letting my engine idle. It's also not good for the engine, although my little Ford Focus, I idled it almost, not every night, obviously, but because I didn't drive it every day, but I idled it a lot, and it had 163,000. It didn't really seem to bother. Didn't seem to make a difference. So, but some cars it does, because I had a 2001 Ford Taurus that it did at 175,000. I had to do a valve job. I was chatting with someone today on my SUV car for women only forum, and the woman was like, told me like, there's no way I wouldn't even fool with that Ford Taurus. Don't even fix it. And I understand. She said she had one. Ooh, sorry. Shaking the phone. Anyway, and I understand her viewpoint. If she had one, it was very problematic. I'm just about fed up with mine too. But I can't really afford to go out and buy another car for $5,000 or $6,000. I can't. So, putting this car back on the road, at least for a while, at least maybe getting another, I know I'm going to have to probably do more stuff to it, but if I can get even, maybe another, I don't really need it, but I do need a backup. I'd like to have backup, and my ex-husband definitely, he can drive it back and, which I don't really like, but it's driving it. He can drive it back and forth to his elderly family members to take care of him. So, because he definitely needs something for that. At least he's obligated himself to, helping out and helping take care of this person. And a lot of people are putting in their time, a little bit here, a little bit there. Some people are buying groceries. Some people are doing other stuff. Everybody's trying to pitch in and really help out, So, everyone is trying, is kind of getting together. The family, the direct family kind of needs to know, because it's not my ex-husband's father. So his father's dead. So, the direct daughters kind of do need to maybe be a little more hands-on, but they aren't anyway. But everybody is kind of pitching in and helping out anyway, so he does need something for that to drive. And if I can get another year or so out of it, great. I may have to do some repairs, but my arm's itching. May have to do some repairs, but that's just the way it is. Because I can't afford to pay $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 for another car. And if I find something cheaper for like $3,000, I'm looking at over 200,000 miles, and that's just not. To me, that's kind of stupid, because the car I've got is only got 130,000. So that's foolish to me, but. Some people might think, it doesn't matter. You're better off to buy a Toyota or a Honda with 250,000, but maybe. But I'm almost certain that if a car's got that many miles, there's going to be repairs and a lot of stuff to have to be done to them. It's just a fact, because they're old, or they're older, and they've got a lot of miles. I mean, things wear out. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's Toyota or Honda or what the heck. But anyway, I'm already up 7 minutes, so I don't want to go into a big, long, drawn-out thing. That's one reason I like the Bloom app. It kind of controls how long I'm kind of limited to the 5 minutes. Sometimes I'll open it back up and do a second video, but that's never over 10. I don't like to even do that much. Anyway, this is going to conclude this video. I would like to maybe watch one more episode of TV. I've already eaten. I grabbed myself a sandwich out of Weigel's, which I didn't really want to do. It ended up being like $8, and I hate that. But, again, it is what it is, and I didn't make it to Walmart. It was already 10:30, and I just couldn't get to Walmart in time. I wanted some muffins and plain Greek yogurt, but that just wasn't going to happen. Anyway, so this is going to conclude this video for the night. Anyway, I want to watch some TV, go to sleep now. So my eyes are starting to burn again a little bit. My apologies. Anyway, have a good night, good day. God bless. Peace.